Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. I don't know if you remember, but a few days ago Serbia requested NATO to be allowed to send some troops in Kosovo to protect its Serbian minority there. Well, the answer came from NATO, and that is no, you can't. I mean, I think the Serbs did this just to cover their butts so they can show in the future that, hey, we tried to work within a system with you guys and act normal and legally, but you look what you did. So let's see what's going on here. This article comes from Sputnik, and it's from today, the 8th of December, Jesus Christ, January 2023. NATO rejects Serbian request for sending military contingent to Kosovo. Expected. NATO-led peacekeeping mission Kosovo Force, KFOR, has rejected Belgrade's request to deploy the police and troops to Kosovo and Metohija, Serbian President Aleksandar Vučić said on Sunday. I could have told him, but he knew as well. This is a guy without hope and illusions. Maybe with hope, but he doesn't have any illusions when he talks about the Western powers and the Kosovo authorities, the Albanians in Pristina. And I'm quoting, "They said in the carefully drafted letter to the Serbian government, which I received, that there was no need to return the Serbian troops to Kosovo and Metohija, and cited the UN Security Council Resolution 1244. End quote, Vučić told Serbian media. I mean, I wouldn't let them go either if I was NATO. No, because once you get in, you never come out. I'm guessing, but if they want, they can cross. So it's not, you know what I mean. It's not like if they want to cross in, they cross in, and that's it. Then see what's going on. Now, the president added that it was a quote-unquote a predictable answer. Vučić sent a formal letter in the middle of December asking NATO mission to allow Serbian army and police and Kosovo. Kosovo, predominantly inhabited by Albanians, broke away from Serbia in 1999. In 2008, it declared its independence. Serbia, however, does not recognize the sovereignty of the former province and considers Kosovo as part of Serbian territory. About 100 United Nations member states recognize Kosovo's independence. Give and take. Depends how the wind blows. Sometimes you have 104, 108, sometimes you have 98. Because you see, countries do not have values, they have politics. Submarine conflict became emergent when Kosovo attempted to coerce ethnic Serbs to change their vehicle license plates that were acquired before 1999. This move led Serbs in Kosovo to quit their participation in all central and local governmental structures. Tensions became more violent when Pristina arrested former Serbian policeman Dejan Pantić, allegedly over, and I'm quoting, terrorist activities. Kosovar Serbs started building barricades blocking the main border crossing. Situation came at ease at the end of December when Pristina agreed to move Dejan Pantić under home arrest. I said Pantić, but here is a Pantić. Under home arrest, and Serbs started to dismantle barricades. However, it was aggravated by shooting incident when member of Kosovo security forces wounded Serbian boy and a young man. In the middle of December, Pristina applied for the membership in European Union. Vučić called it, and I'm quoting, an unpleasant event, end quote, and stated that by that moment 10 countries had withdrawn their recognition of Kosovo. Well, so be it. So no, the NATO will not allow the Serbs to enter over there. So I received some information via Romania, let's put it this way, about Kosovo, and I didn't know, but according to these individuals, they said that Kosovo is just a hub. It's like a no man's land. Now, I don't know. I haven't been to Kosovo. I can't tell you how it is now. But as I said, the connection, the informant that provided me with some information, an update on that, they said that it's just a location where could be a trampoline for the United States whenever they want. Supposedly, Kosovo is a unruly place. As I said, I do not know. I did not go over there, and this is what people said from the area, just so you know. It's not from United States people who tell me like I tell you, because I dreamt about it or something. And they say it's a lot of drugs moving through Kosovo and a lot of organized crime. No, I don't know. I wish and I hope that, which I usually don't hope, but anyway, I hope that, because it makes them feel good, the population is unharmed. The authorities, I have nothing for them because they are part of the hanky-panky, and the hanky-panky is real bad, and it was real bad, so I have no sympathy for them. In general, I don't have sympathy for governments because rarely you see a government who really, really, really works for the people who elected them, and the elected officials appointed, bureaucrats who are really capable based on meritocracy and so on. I rarely see this. So I can't remember who said that. I can't remember. Hamilton said it. It doesn't matter who said it. The fact is that the governments are a necessary evil, which is definitely true. They are a necessary evil, and they have to be kept under a vigilant supervision by the public, because a non-vigilant society, the citizenry, will end up being really, 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 really oppressed. And when people think that the government does not need their supervision and vigilance, then that's when they will become enslaved. It's not that I just pooped that out with my brain right now. It's just things that I read over and over and over from our extensive history. You can see that, and indeed, I think that based on the information, the knowledge I accumulated in my life, my direct experience, and as I said, the knowledge I got from various sources, the United States of America is the greatest social experiment in this kind of matter, with how they try to, create this check and balances, and they did a fantastic job. Those guys were geniuses, I gotta tell you that. Of course, they worked in, within the times they were born, where certain things were normal, and you can blame them or you can't blame them. I don't really care about that one, because we rectified that. So, we completed something that they were incapable of seeing it at that time. Now, if you look at, I'm talking about slavery, obviously, and not only the rights, the right to vote, the women's right to vote, and other things that there were things that they couldn't really foresee. Like, for instance, look in the Old Testament and New Testament about slavery. A lot of people said, no, yeah. And anyway, another thing is, as I said, you have to keep the government always with their feet close to the fire to make sure that they are watched and they are changed all the time. You don't let them be too relaxed, because when they are too relaxed, they form connections, and forming connections, they will support one another. That's why when we look, for instance, at monarchies, like British monarchy, I say, well, they're cute guys, A queen now is gone, now we have these guys, and remember, these guys have been in business for hundreds of years. I mean, there's the same house I'm talking about. So those guys are super connected. I mean, if you take 30 years, usually that's how is measured a generation. In 30 years, that's a generation. How many generations they've been in power? And then you figure out how many connections they had. That's why when you say, well, no, there's no such a thing as the international banking system or the Rothschilds, or nah, it's just a conspiracy and all that. Well, could be, but they're in business for about 200 years, aren't they? So, right? 19th century, 20th century, and now we're at the beginning. Something like that. I mean, if I remember, what's his name? Can't remember. Yeschel, whatever his name is, the first name of the Rothschild who screwed up the Bank of England, and not only with Waterloo. Remember when? Anyway, his courier came first, and then he was the governmental one. And anyway, just look into that. And he got to be the biggest banker. Good for him. Nothing illegal over there. He just milked the system and he took over. Good for him. But monopoly is never good. And what I'm trying to say is governments tend to be tyrannical because of the power that it's given to them. And the longer you stay in power, the least tempted to leave it every day. You say, I don't want to go. I don't want to go back. And so, anyway, I went too far, and now I go back to these guys in Kosovo. I hope that the population is unharmed over there, both ways, the Serbs and the Albanians. The problem is the population, as in Ukraine, is caught in between the fire of bigger, ruthless interests, and they are hurt. And people with good heart, they say, well, let's help the Ukrainians. Well, you actually don't help the Ukrainians, you help exactly those guys that should not be helped. Both sides. Anyway, thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.